pretty quickly. I know you're excited about it. I've been asked about 1,000 times over the last month about what's the show, and I've told, please forgive me, many lies about that. We had the Hampshire Ball show where the band performed for Michael Trail, and it's like I was on the wheel. I thought that sounded pretty fun to me. And then we thought about the state of the world right now, and I thought, if we could get, like 7 or 8 quarter poets. And we have band people come out of those. We're not doing that. But it would be interesting. So, without any further ado, let's just get at it. Your 2021 show is, before we get into that. So if you have parents here, please grab one of each of the forms back there. There's an orange one and a blue one and a couple of white things. And on your way out, there's a calendar for next year. Our schedule for contests and games are back there. There's the colored forms are ones that we're going to need back. This year, I actually started a couple years ago that everybody in marching band statewide has to have a physical. And they waived the physical this year we're in now because of COVID, and they didn't want to tie up doctors doing physicals. So next year, everyone will need a physical, and I will have something on the website and send something out pretty soon. As soon as I have a confirmed date, we are going to have one chance. We're going to have a doctor come here and be able to do physicals here for convenience. Of course, you can go to any doctor you want to go to do it. So physicals can be done here, speed things up a little bit, make things a little bit easier for you. Those of you new to this, one physical for everything. It's the same physical for athletics, so if you do it once, you don't have to do it over and over again. So your band physical works for athletics, or athletic physical works for band. We just need a copy of it. One side of the physical paper, which I think is the blue one back there, parents fill out and sign it. It's where your medical history, and the other side the doctor fills out. And then the orangey kind of piece of paper is one that we do every year. It's explains the 8-hour rule, and we're required to have that on file too. And this applies not just to band. This one says marching band. This applies to any extracurricular activity. School districts are only allowed, or students are only allowed to have students practice outside of school no more than 8 hours a week. Now that doesn't include performances or things like football games and stuff like that, but I'm talking about practices. Before school, after school practice. And that same rule applies to athletics also. 8 hours a week is the maximum that they're allowed to do. So, and this is just signing the acknowledgement, and the school district has to keep those on file too, so that everybody knows that, because there are people out there that will abuse that and practice, demand more than what's fair. And we don't even come close. We usually, the most we do is about 5 hours a week. Sometimes we might go, if we take off Fridays because of our away game, we might even do 4 hours a week, but that's about where we are. All right, on about the show. Did I tell you all about?
That's right.
All right, so here you are. There's a common theme in almost everything, and pretty much everything. And whether it's Marvel, or Star Wars, or Lord of the Rings, or most religions, or pretty much anything that you can pick up literature-wise, there are two sides of things. And some of it is very simple, like, good and evil. Some of it is about just the balance in life. About keeping things in your life balanced between this side of things and that side of things. And keeping a balanced life is the way to happiness. There's an ancient Chinese proverb. It actually is a curse. And the curse is, may your life be interesting. And of course, we in America think about that a lot differently than they do. But if you think about it from the state of happiness, having a life that's not interesting is a really good way to be happy. And we haven't learned some of that. So it's about the balance of things. And that's what our show is going to be about next year. It's about the balance of all things. Happiness, balance of good and evil, balance of love and hate, balance of all those things. It's kind of where we're going next year. So your show for next year is... Order and Chaos. And we hope in our show to be able to tell you in that 8 minutes that we're on the field to kind of show both sides of that. Order being the blue, happy, and the chaos being the red and orangey colors. All right, so next slide, please. Percussion, these are your drums next year, what they're going to look like. So kind of blue flames on those. We could have done red blue flames, but I like blue better. All right, next one. Okay. This is the main logo for the show, the two dragons. We'll have some props on the field. The upright props will be those over there, and this across the front is the sideline props. They'll be on both sides of front ensemble, showing again the order and chaos. Now, if you look very closely at the dragons, you'll also see that they are forming the yin and yang, about balance.
That's beautiful.
All right, next slide. This is the basic layout of our field. There'll be one thing that we couldn't figure out how to get in there in the computer. About where the X is in the middle of the field, that's where the zebra head is. We have some volunteers working on this already, building an Asian Japanese gate. And it'll be actually close to 5 yards across, so we'll be able to walk through that gate under it. And it'll be tall enough that when you're sitting on the sidelines, you'll see through into the dragons, the big thing at the back. So us on the blue over here, you see the stages are in a square, so that's order. And then we have the stages kind of all over the place over there that are for the chaos side. Those of you new to the marching world, we also try to frame the field so that we kind of create a little bit of a fishbowl type effect. So it's one that we can use our almost 100 members next year and make us look even bigger. It's one of the things that we learned this year is how to make the band look larger, even sometimes than it really is. All right, next set. Okay, this isn't 100% finished because they're going to reduce the size of the lightning flames things, but that's basically our uniform shirt next year. You like it? All right, sit back and enjoy. Here is your show. Let me first tell you before we play this about the first minute of this is the pre-show. And when you'll be able to tell the difference, because it starts off with synthesizer and percussion doing the pre-show, and then the band comes in. So here you go. think from here that you know that you have the music. That's a great show. It's a great music. You have the talent and ability. You have that. So the question is for you to decide whether this is going to be Grandview's first UIL state marching contest.
Yes.
It's easy to say yes right now, but you got to say yes in September and October. Just a couple of reminders. I don't think we've told the parents this. The marching season is 6 weeks shorter this year than it was last year. We're back to a normal marching season. So the first week of November is state marching contest in San Antonio. So it's, and if you remember last year, we finished the week before Christmas. So a lot shorter season, but we start sooner too. We didn't get to start until September last year too. So, but it still will make the shorter seasons, which is good because it's better weather, not quite so many freezing days. When you look at the calendar, you can see that we've got a full plate. The area contest and the state contest are ones we have to qualify for. So those are, that depends on what we do with this music and what we do with this. We tentatively have planned to go to the national championships next year. We don't have an exact date on that yet because they're waiting. They kind of flip-flop between New York City at the Metropolitan where the Giants play and here in Dallas where the Cowboys play. So the NFL has not completely finalized their schedule yet, or the Cowboys haven't finalized the schedule for AT&T. So depending on that, if it doesn't conflict with state championships, we plan to go to national championships this next year too. So we have gone to nationals and we finished, the last time we went, we finished third. And I think we can fix that too.
Yes. Yeah.
So anyway, that's the show. I hope you get excited about it. Guys, there's the music over here. We know that you probably are, especially the trumpet players, are going to take first part. That's okay. We'll sort that stuff out later. It's a good thing to practice. We'll have the recordings on the website sometime tomorrow, so you can practice along and listen to that. As soon as we get our marching instruments back, we'll start the music some here during the day to get a head start on that. Thank you so much for being here. Make sure the folks that weren't here, some people couldn't help it because there's jobs and that kind of thing. So, but still, pass this on and pass on the excitement for that. And I'm excited about getting this next year started. It's gonna be awesome. So thank you all very much for being here tonight.